Going on? Born for Sports. OG Knicks fan show. We got a dub to talk about tonight. And tonight, it was an easy dub. A nice rocking chair win tonight as the Knicks handle. They don't play with their food tonight. They go out there and they blow out the Pelicans in a much needed win. And some real good positive signs I thought tonight. Again, it's the Pelicans. They came into the game with a record of 4-16, struggling. A lot of injuries on their side of the team with them. No Zion, no, BI, a lot of guys out. But the most encouraging thing is the Knicks did not play with their food tonight. They went out there and got the job done. And from beginning, opening tip, this game was basically over. And that's what you want to see because the good teams don't do this. They don't play around with their food. And I thought, on the road trip, they got tripped up. Little trap game in Utah. They got a place they never play well anyway. But they got tripped up a little bit, lost that game. And I thought the last game to end the road trip, the game that I usually call the after the holiday, Thanksgiving, the hangover game. Yes, the hangover game against Charlotte. And they held on and basically struggled to get by in that game. A game which you would think the Knicks would have no trouble with the Charlotte Hornets, but nevertheless, they did have a little battle with them, but they found a way to win that game in the last game of a road trip. We all know how it is. Teams with the getaway day, they want to come back home after a long West Coast trip. And they kind of played with their food for a lot of that game, I thought. And this time they didn't get it. They didn't do that tonight. They went out there from the beginning. And in the beginning, the largest lead of the game was 41. This game was just a straight smash job, and I thought some good signs in this game. Now, again, it's the Pelicans, like I mentioned, but there was some signs. Bridges came in. He was struggling. He was struggling the last few games. A lot of talk out there. Hey, what's going on with McCall? Hey, what's going on? Is he fitting the team? What's going on? What's going on with this guy? Well, listen, I think people need to kind of bring those expectations down with Bridges. And listen, it's all fair game. I'm not here to say that it isn't fair to judge what his impact is. As I'm gonna bring in my guy, co-host T. What's goody, bro? What's goody? What's goody?
Shit, regular, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just talking about this game, and the largest lead of 41. But I thought there was some signs in this game. It was against the Pelicans, and it was a lot of guys out on their team. 4-16 record. A lot of good signs I thought tonight. I was just mentioning Mikal Bridges. I think people need to kind of bring the expectations down as far as what they're expecting Bridges to be on this team because of the role he plays on this team. I just think because of all those draft picks we gave up, all fair game, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I do. I get all that about it. But I think people are expecting him to average 28 a game or something. And he's just not going to have that kind of role on this team. I just think people need to bring it down. But he hasn't been playing great lately. He has not been playing well. And I thought tonight was a good sign of that. He's my player of the game in a game that was never really a game. 31 points, 12 of 19 shooting from the field, 7 of 12 from three, which was nice to see. What do you think about that?
Yeah, finally he came out of his shell. It's been a while. Talking about he took it back a notch. It's crazy because I was watching earlier today. I was watching when he put up 45 against Miami. I'm like, he was cooking that.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, going back to what you said about he's playing a different role on this team. So he's probably the third or fourth option. Yeah. Almost maybe the fourth option, just depending on, what OG is doing. So right. Today he was the third option. So and that's the thing. You got to get him. The thing, he's a rhythm type of player. He's a rhythm type of shooter. Scorer.
I agree. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He has to get the ball early.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, he has to get the ball, get in his spots. You know, we all know his midi game is his calling card. You know, we need him to get in those places, hit those corner threes where, you know, coming into the road trip, I believe he was like 1 or 2 in corner 3-point shooting percentage. So, you know, it's just about him, like you said, getting that rhythm, you know, flowing with the team. You know, this is a new team for him, even though he has some chemistry with Brunson and Hart, but it's still a new team, new role. And I just think, you know, and like I said, I get it because of what we gave up for him. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like people have to be realistic here. He was not brought here to be the Batman or the Robin. You know what I'm saying? We just gave up a lot for him, like we did, like he was supposed to be that. But the reality is, on this team, you got Bodega, you got Cat, you know what I'm saying? You got you know, Brunson, of course, leading the charge. You got OG, like you said, most nights he's gonna be the number 3 guy. You would think it will be like an alternating thing with both of them, 3 and you know, as the third scorer between Bridges and OG. But I just think people just need to like kind of bring that down a notch and let him play his game, let him find his game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, like I've been saying before, like, you know, if him or OG could get in between the both of them, between 16 and maybe 20 points per game, I'm good. I'm good with that.
I'm good with that. Yes.
On any given night, they can drop 25, 30. I mean, fine, we'll take it.
Yeah.
You know, if they could just give us 16 to 20 points per game, I'm fine.
No doubt about it.
These guys are role players. You know what I'm saying? They're not,
you
know, they're not Batman. They're not Robin.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you get what I'm saying? But
for sure.
He had a game. He needed something like this to help with his confidence.
Yeah.
You know?
So definitely. Definitely his confidence should get a little boost, you know. And I thought the fans at the Garden were pretty good to him too. You know, they cheered him, kind of gave him that little encouragement push in the beginning, and he kind of fed off that. So I like what I saw there. Let's get to the chat. Big Task at hand. Salute. Happy Thanksgiving. Salute to you. Happy Thanksgiving, big dogs. Thanks for checking in. Says, while it was a great win, the Knicks have to learn to respond to teams that punches them in the face. Yeah, they do. Sometimes, you know, they got to know, especially in fourth quarter. Fourth quarter is nut cutting time. There was a couple of times on this trip they got hit in the mouth in the fourth quarter and they just couldn't get over that hump. So I think that kind of comes with, you know, as we've been talking about, the chemistry building up, you know, just playing together there, you know, and getting that thing down. And, you know, sooner or later, it'll hit. There's no doubt in my mind about that, man. You know, also, let's see, the Man Cave. What's goody, bro? Salute, Man Cave. I hope you had a good holiday weekend, my dude. He says, yo, what's good, my guy? Just finished my live stream. Great win by the Knicks. Hit that like button and like, subscribe, and share on all social media platforms. Appreciate you checking in, Man Cave, for the shout out. Man Cave, I got to get you on this show one of these days, man. We could chop it up too, man. Shoot, I like, as I've always said, anyone that watches this channel, go give my guy a subscribe to Man Cave. Very informative channel. Good dude, knows his thing. You're going to learn something going over there. Also, big task at hand. What you said, brother?
Your man, what kind of channel is it? Basketball? Is it all sports or what?
Yeah, he touches on a lot of sports, especially basketball. He's a Duke fan, big Duke fan, Knicks fan, also a Giant fan in football season. Good dude, you know. He's got that informative channel that people should like to look at, I think. Big task at hand also says, my concern with Bridges was his defense. With him being the fourth option, it will be difficult for him to score 30 points. Yeah. You know, the defense is more of the issue for me. I've always said that. We talked, T's also mentioned the same thing. You know, we want him to just be the guy that plays his role, put his defense first before anything, because there's going to be a lot of nights he's going to be guarding some key wing players. And, you know, OG can't guard everybody. You know what I'm saying? OG can't guard everybody that come along. You know what I'm saying? He'll have his role. You know what OG brings? One of the best wing defenders in basketball. If Bridges can do what he does and what he's known to do, which is be a good wing defender, the offense will come. What we get from him is the bonus.
Yeah, if you get himself for turnovers and steals and shit like that, then we'll be fine.
Yeah, definitely. No question about it. You know, OG I think he came into the game maybe 1 or 2 in deflections. So, you know, you would think, you know, Bridges will feed off that and you know, get that going as well. You know, Cliff checking in. Cliff, what's goody, bro? Checking in, Cliff. Mad love always comes through and show love, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In 7th grade, bro. It's my guy.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. He's a good dude, man. He always showing love, man, whenever these things go up. I appreciate him a lot. He's a good dude. Good dude. Funny guy, man. but let's talk about the game real quick. Of course, the big dogs, like we said, as we mentioned, you know, Bridges was not brought here to be Robin or Batman or Superman for that matter. The Batman and the Superman are these two guys, Jalen Brunson. The captain, 16 points, 9 assists. Loving what I'm seeing from this guy, T. The distributions, the assists, every game, it just keeps going up and up and up, man. I'm loving the way he has taken on the role of I have got to get my team offense flowing. And if I got to give up some of this scoring ability that I know I got, that anytime the team needs me to have, I want my team to get better as a team and scoring wise and everything. And I love what I'm seeing from the guy, man.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's definitely finding a good balance. I mean, kind of remind me of like the year when the Pistons, when they won the championship, and like how, you know, with Chauncey Billups, you know, him being a floor general, and then him like the first 1 or 3 quarters, he would just basically getting everybody involved. But come fourth quarter, it was all hit. You know what I'm saying? So it seems like, you know, he's taking that approach a little bit where he's, you know, Brunson still has that trigger in him where he got to score, but still, I mean, you've been noticing that, you know, he been, you know, getting, you know, the rest of the players involved, especially Cat. Like he gets Cat involved.
Yes.
You know, he should average 6 assists alone just off of giving it to Cat.
Just Cat. Yep. That's right.
But they could do pick and roll, pick and pop. You know,
I mean, yeah, you're right, because Cat is basically unguardable, especially when he's at the 5. I mean, it's not a lot of 5s that's going to guard this man. You know what I'm saying? They got to hope Cat is off that night, because if his tray is going, it's going to be a long night. It's going to be a long night. And I just love the fact that Brunson has shown that he is willing to sacrifice, basically, like you said, find the balance. There's going to be games where, okay, my guys ain't on it like that, I'm going to have to pick up the scoring. But there's also the games where he's like, you know what? This is the assignment tonight. I got to feed these guys, especially Bodega. I got to feed these guys. This guy's got the hand. Like for instance, the other day again, when OG had like 45, he kept feeding them. Feeding them. Had like 17 assists that night.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
so
the Charlotte game, I mean, you know, everybody was off, and he just took over. Like, all right, you know what? It's time for me to bring it home. And he brought us home. The captain brought us home that night.
That's right.
That would have been an embarrassment to lose to the Hornets. So,
oh yeah, I was at work like, bruh, what is going on? I'm getting these notifications. I'm like, bruh, what's going on? What's going on? What is happening right now? So I'm glad. Listen, and that's what the great players do. You know, that's what the superstars do. The stars of the show. They find ways to uplift their team when they don't have it, and also bring their team to where they need to be to win that particular game. Understanding the assignment per night is not always going to be the same. It's not. So whatever it is he figures out that night, what the team needs, he executes that. And that's what I love to see. And tonight, look at Towns. He wasn't really scoring tonight. Only took 12 shots. Well, of course, like we said, it was a blowout. Not really a lot needed tonight from him. Yeah. But we did need, he gave it to us. 19 rebounds tonight. 17 of those rebounds was in the first half. So that goes to show you the kind of game it was tonight for this Knicks team.
How many blocks did he have? I mean, I know I saw a couple of deflections, but how many blocks?
Yeah.
He had at least 2 blocks, right? 2 to 3 blocks.
I'll tell you right now, because he definitely had some blocks. He
I
did.
know he had a couple of deflections. I was, dozing off because the game was just super boring.
Yeah. Rocking chair game for sure.
Yeah,
okay, so let's see. Yeah, okay. Yeah, 1 block tonight.
Oh,
and
one block? Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
1 block, 1 steal. So listen, he gave us what we needed, man. 19 rebounds. Listen, all that. I gotta say this man had this little reputation around fans and some people about how he soft. This man does not play soft, and I kept telling people this when the trade was made. He don't play soft. It's not that. His game is unorthodox for a 5 because his jumper is so crazy good that a lot of times that's all he need that night. So it kind of gives off the impression. And plus, defensively is his issue. You know what I'm saying? It's just he's foul prone. That's all it is.
I think that narrative started with Jimmy Butler.
For sure.
Butler was with Minnesota. And they had clash from time to time. That time when Jimmy Butler showed up to practice, and then I think he beat the starting squad, with a bench squad. So I think that pulled him soft in. So that's been following Towns ever since when he was in Minnesota. But he never
had that young player at that.
Seeing him now like more often, like he's not playing soft at all. I just think that, like you said, going back to what you said about him, not being the stretch 5 that he is, and he does take it to the hole a lot.
He do.
And maybe he doesn't get, maybe like in when he was with Minnesota, he didn't post up as much. So, because freaking Goldberg was clogging the paint. You know what I'm saying? So
the spacing would have been bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he's doing well with us, and he's far from soft.
Facts. This man, I be seeing, like you said, he goes to it would be nice if the refs would actually give him his foul calls that he deserves. I mean, he is like an all-NBA player. It's amazing how with players that we see around the league that play on other teams, they get these calls. But when they come to the Knicks and they put this logo on, all of a sudden, a lot of times they just swallow the whistles, man. They swallow the whistles and just let them beat them up, man. It's crazy, bro.
Insane.
It's crazy, but like you say, and like I mentioned, man, this soft stuff got to stop because a soft player to me is a guy that does not welcome the smoke defensively, that does not rebound for a size like that. That's soft to me. I don't know why people kept running with that. I was a younger, like you said, it probably was because of Butler back in that time, but he was a very young player at that time, man. Very young.
Far from soft.
Yeah, man. This guy's been doing the job, man. I mean, he's averaging like almost 14 rebounds a game for us, man.
Soft as Ben Simmons.
Talk about it. that man is Charmin. Just straight Charmin tissue, bro. Wet. You know what I'm saying? Pause. Unbelievable. But it was a good night tonight. I just felt like the Knicks needed a win like this, especially coming off that Charlotte game, stressful. A more stressful game than it should have been. Utah game, they never play well in that building for some reason, but a team they should have beat. They just didn't have it offensively that night. But it's a place they always struggle at, and it's funny. They had a 3-2 road trip. Coming into the season, you saw that road trip and you said, you know what, I'll take 3-2 with those teams that were there on that schedule. But, expectations had to change because obviously Phoenix, they had some guys out that night. Utah on the schedule struggling. Charlotte obviously struggling. Denver. I saw what I needed to see, what I feel the potential of this team can be is the game they played in Denver. Yeah, that was the game. I had that. So we talked about this last week before we logged off. That was the game that I wanted to see how we matched up against first of all, a title contender, a team with the title contender and championship DNA. I wanted to see how this team was going to match up against that team out of all the teams that were on that schedule, and they did the job. They kicked their ass that night, basically. So that just right there shows me that when this Knicks team becomes whole and they get their rim protectors and the chemistry continues to cook, there is potential for this team to be a big, big problem in the Eastern Conference.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so, hey, we'll take a 3-2 road trip. And tonight, a nice rocking chair win, before we log off. Hey, listen, 12-8 record now. The next game of the season is going to be against Orlando at MSG on Tuesday. That's going to be an interesting game, I think, because that Orlando team is playing a lot better than people are giving credit for. Yeah. And they've always been a pest every time the Knicks play.
And their star player is not even playing. He's out.
Yeah. And they have stepped up. A lot of people felt like, I ain't going to lie, I was kind of like one of those people, like maybe they're going to take a little step back without Banchero healthy. And they're going out there playing real well. Wagner's been balling.
Yeah, Wagner's definitely been balling. Jalen Suggs. So, they're gonna be all right, man. They're a sleeper. I mean, what are they like? They what, third in the East right now?
I believe they're.
Yeah. So you got Boston. You got. Yeah. I mean, I was going off top. I was thinking like Boston, Cleveland, them, then us, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I'm gonna check that. Yeah. They have really been playing well, man. They've been a real pest. They had a nice win. I believe the other night. I forgot what game it was, but Wagner hit a big shot late. They've been playing real good basketball. So and like I said, every time last year, I know the Knicks, every time they played them, they kind of like was a thorn in our side. Now a couple of games last year that we weren't 100%. I think Randall was out, stuff like that, but I'm not taking nothing away from that team. That's a good, solid, young team in the Eastern Conference that doesn't get enough credit, man. So we're going to be tested that night. We're going to be tested. So the Knicks are going to have to show up, hopefully get some home cooking, play well. Also, I wanted to mention, I saw something on the telecast about Precious, man. Precious was quoted as saying he's getting closer, but doesn't know when. And I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of bothering me because I want to see him out there. But I don't want him to rush it either. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's already 20 games in. He hasn't even played, so it's almost a quarter of the season. So I mean, like you said, we're not gonna rush it. Hopefully he'll come back soon and come back 100%. Ready to rock. The rotation is probably gonna have to change a little bit. Maybe Sims will get less playing time. I mean,
well, I wouldn't mind that. But all right, let me be fair. Sims has been a little better lately. A little better. I'll say that. I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't want knock on wood. I want to jinx it. He's been a little better since we kind of came for him that other night. So I'll give him that. He's been a little better. So, hey, like you said, when Precious gets back, obviously that's got to be his minutes. Get him out of here. Get Sims to the bench. I'm not fooled by none of this. Get him to the bench. Give Precious his minutes. I'm sure they'll kind of take their time whenever he is ready, like kind of gradually put him in. Hopefully, I know we know how Tibbs can be, but I would assume they will play it cautiously and kind of ease him in gradually. You know what I'm saying? Especially the fact he had no training camp. He had a lot. He's missed all this time. We really need him back, man. We really need him back for sure.
So, didn't he play in the preseason games or not?
I don't think he did. I think he might have. I gotta check that. I don't remember seeing him. Maybe it was one game he injured. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think he did play in the preseason games, and then he got injured in one of the games. Who's that, Ray?
Yeah, Ray. What's up, bro?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Good, man. Good. I see you driving or whatever. So, we was just talking about the game. Also, we just talking about Precious, how we waiting for him to return. That was said on the telecast that he was quoted as saying, "Hey, he's not ready yet, but he's getting closer." And I'm kind of eager to see him get back because he has not played all season and probably missed training camp. stuff like that. We really need his rim protection, and also to get Sims to go back to the end of the bench.
Yeah, definitely for sure. We heard over the telecast they said that he just got cleared for contact drills. So
Yes.
we'll see. Hopefully sometime this week or the week after, get him acquainted because he's definitely needed right now for sure.
Yeah.
So let's take our time, to get him back, and
Right.
yeah, we'll see where we go from there.
We're
Yeah,
going
for
to need him
sure.
in Vegas. If we go out to Vegas, we're going to need him in Vegas.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Tuesday is a very important game, so
Yes,
let's
it
see how we
is.
do, man. Let's see how we
Yes,
do.
it is. And we was just talking about that. The next game is against the Orlando Magic at MSG, and despite Banchero being out, their star, this team is not a slouch. They're a pesky, young, good, solid team that has been giving the Knicks problems since last season. So the Knicks are going to have to be clicking on all cylinders. They're a tough-minded team defensively as well and rebounding. That's how they play. They play their style of basketball. So this will be a game we're probably going to really, really feel it, not having Precious or Mitch either.
I agree. I do believe Tuesday is going to be a big test for us. Being at the Magics, I believe they went like 12-1 since Banchero went down. So
Yeah,
they
playing
definitely
real
going to be a
well.
tough cover. They just beating the Nets tonight. So yeah, man, it's going to be a fun, exciting game. Definitely for sure. So,
Yeah.
defense gotta come with it on Tuesday.
Yeah,
'Cause
and
these
they show
guys,
signs. They shown signs tonight that they're focused. They can do the job.
exactly. And Franz Wagner right now, he's on fire.
Mm-hmm.
So
As
you
mentioned.
cannot take that team lightly at all.
Yep. Yep. They always play us tough, man, no matter what. And it seems like, especially at the Garden, they get up for us, man. They get up for us, man. For sure, for
Listen, man,
sure.
we cannot afford to have any career nights against us on Tuesday, man. So let's
Yeah,
let's 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 really be focused. Let's lock in and really try to get that dub. It would be nice to go to Vegas, but at the end of the day, we got bigger goals than that. But it would be nice.
for sure, for sure. Checking in on the chat, AMAC DJ Blaze. He says, you're checking in. Tibbs emptying the bench with 9 minutes left. He must have been in a good mood.
That I was just like, whoa.
I was saying empty it in like 12 minutes. I'm like, yo, it's like we up like 41, bro.
Yeah.
41 going into the fourth. Bring
That
it
caught me
all
off
in. Bring
guard.
in the 40. Bring them all in, man.
That definitely caught me off guard for sure. But you know what? I ain't gonna lie. Like the way how the Pelicans, how they that. Oh man, it sucks
They're
what they're
missing a
going
lot
through
of
right now.
players, man.
Yeah,
They're missing a lot of players.
you
I
know,
fully expected this kind of a performance tonight. As T mentioned, there was really no real reason why the other night they should struggle with Charlotte like that. Besides, it
exactly.
was, in my opinion, I call that the hangover game. I
Right.
said, like the day after, I always hate those games, the day before Thanksgiving and the day after, because those are the hangover games. The team is, especially when they're on the road like that, they're bonding as a team. They're away from their families. You already know what's popping off. So it's like they shouldn't have struggled like that, but thank God Captain Brunson got the job done, because I expected this performance tonight. I expected the other game in Charlotte.
I definitely agree, man. That game on Black Friday. Was it
Yeah.
Friday? Yeah, it was Friday.
Yeah, you got
That
it.
game was terrible. It was terrible. Thank God Brunson, he's finally got his groove back.
Captain.
He was the only one that really kept us afloat all game. But that game was terrible. It was atrocious. But a win is a win, and you gotta take them how you gotta get them. So
That's right. That's
you
right.
know, I'm happy Tibbs had a heart tonight. He had a heart tonight.
Yeah.
So
AMAC checking in again. He says
We actually
he's asking for too much. 9 minutes was perfect timing. It's true. You're right, though, A-Mac. You're right. Like going into the fourth, up 40. Nah, not Tibbs. Not Tibbs. He like, nah, I need to see them first 3 minutes, bro. You get that to 35, I'm leaving y'all in. You know how he do. You know how he do, man. This dude is a monster with that shit. But yeah, man, it's nice rocking chair win. But like we say, this performance tonight was what I was expecting against Charlotte. We didn't get that. However, Brunson saved our ass, being the starter he is. This was a good game for them to just have a nice rocking chair, laid back game and said, okay, the schedule is starting to become more favorable going forward. Let's stack these wins together. Orlando's not going to be easy. That's going to be a tough test, probably the biggest test of the week based on what I've been looking at on the schedule. But it's good to see them not play with their food.
Most definitely. Tuesday's going to be a very good test for us, but, we just got to come out and play Knicks basketball. One thing that I did appreciate tonight, at the start of the game, we was aggressive and we was not playing around. So if we could get that same type of energy at the start of the game against the Magics, I love our chances.
No doubt about it. No question about it. I like that. But that's going to wrap up the show tonight. Everybody out there, Knicks win. As we said, they didn't play with their food tonight. They went out there and took care of business. A nice, easy 118-85 win. Mikal Bridges was the star of the show. He had a much-needed confidence-boosting game. You know what? Before we go, I need your take on Mikal Bridges' performance tonight, Ray. You know why I'm asking you, because we talked about this. About this offline. How you been feeling about this shit, and I get it. So we gotta give you the air. I gotta give my bro the air and let him let you speak to this crowd, to this audience of what we as Knicks fans are thinking about right now.
Well, since we already here, there's certain things that I keep strictly, towards the guys.
Of course.
I don't know, sometimes I peep, I be in my head sometimes, and I feel like, because it's like the following day, I'll be looking back at my takes. I'll be like, all right, you know what? Maybe I was tripping last night. But
bro, we all been there. Come on. We all been there, bro.
The only thing I'm asking for Mikal Bridges, right? And like, honestly speaking, like him coming to this team, like his task is extremely like, you don't even got to do much on this team. What bothered me, like his average right now, that's exactly how I envision him to average. Like anywhere between 15, 17, I'm cool with that. But it was a spurge of games, whereas he was even struggling to get to 15. So it was kind of like, I was getting worried, but he's still new to the team. So, it could be a thing whereas they running their sets and, they probably just not hitting him in his corners because, he liked the corner three. That's his shot. He likes, I'm reading his game. So I think Mikal Bridges is at his best when he's constantly cutting, and you got to hit him off when he's cutting. Like what Jalen Brunson did tonight, just cut, coming, the baseline, the back door. Jalen Brunson was catching him every single time tonight. Even
I'm
Josh
glad
Hart
you mentioned that.
Right.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Not to cut you over, I'm glad you mentioned that. It seemed like after Josh Hart made those comments the other day about, we're confident in Mikal. He's as a, Tibbs even back and like, listen, if he was a rookie, I would be concerned, but he's got too much body of work here. I know he'll be fine. And it seemed like they made an emphasis to get him involved early to get that confidence up.
Definitely. So I if we could get that moving forward, listen, we're gonna be all right, and
Sure.
I'm not worried about OG. It's a long 82 game season. There's gonna be certain plays that they're gonna go through their cold streak, and I think that's
Yeah.
what OG is currently having right now. So,
Yeah. And he was on a run. I mean, the man has been on a big run for like a lot of games, man. He was averaging 19 a
exactly.
game before the game against what was it, against Charlotte or whatever. Yeah, he
Mhm.
came in like 19 a game, so they're gonna have their ups and downs. I agree with you.
It's a long season, man, but I appreciate Mikal Bridges, holding himself accountable, and
Yes.
he did his thing tonight. So, um, yeah, let's once again just look out for him when he cutting, because he's doing it constantly. So we just gotta be, everybody just gotta be alert. This
Facts.
team, they still learning each other. So it's gonna take time, but once everything come in full tuition, whatever. Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
It's this team's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. The only thing that concerns me, but I'm not even tripping because we do have reinforcements coming back. Just the defense, but
Defense. That's what it is. That's the name of
yeah,
the game. That's the name of the game.
it's the defense, but we got rim protection coming back, so
Yep.
I'm not even sweating it. Once Mitchell Robinson and Precious Achua come back, I'm telling you right now, there's going to be a whole different defensive team
And I
than
can't
what
wait
we've
for it.
seen. Right, I agree. So I'm not sweating it. We just gotta get these wins, the best way we can right now.
Right, right. And you know what? Basically, how the team is currently constructed, based on the fact that we're without our rim protectors, there's going to be a lot of games we're just going to have to rely on our offense. It just is what it
I
is.
agree.
Right now,
I
our
agree.
defense is just not there. Without our rim protectors, without that, it's a big part of what we are, a big part of what defensive tip system that he likes to run. And we're basically doing it with the way we're doing it. You know what I'm saying? So we're
Exactly.
gonna have to lean on the strength of the team, which is right now the two all NBA players, caliber players we have. Brunson, we got Cat, we got OG doing what he
Right.
do, two-way player, Bridges,
Right.
the bench. Now Deuce is healthy. You see the difference Deuce is bringing as well to the bench.
Exactly.
He's bringing that
Yeah,
Exactly.
punch to the bench
Deuce and
now.
Cameron Payne.
Deuce and
Yeah.
Yeah,
bringing it,
campaign.
man.
Let's not
Yeah.
forget him.
Yeah.
T said this the other day. I got to give him credit on that. He's like, yo, campaign has been playing, even though it was a head scratching move when we got him. But you can't minimize the impact of this team early in the season, what he's meant for that 6-man role off the bench, man. Especially when Deuce was hurt early.
Yeah, he brings
Definitely.
he definitely brings like a lot of energy, a lot of defense to the game. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yep.
even like, during the road trip when we were down, when we were in Utah, in the
Right.
Utah game, when we was down a lot.
That
He was
17-0 run.
Yeah, it was because of him. They brought him and Simpson to the game, and they cut the lead down to what? They cut their lead down to like 2. So he's definitely playing a major part. Like, once they start they are getting into a rhythm now. Now that Deuce is back, we're gonna be all right, man. A lot of people suspect, but just give them time. I mean, we don't have like a full. We don't even have a full bench really.
Right.
Right. Exactly.
Precious is not playing. This guy Mitchell's not playing. So
Yep.
And they both was out. They both missed like 5-6 games.
Yeah, absolutely. So I agree.
So we're gonna be all right, man.
I agree. I just think we just need to kind of, I don't want to say tread water, but kind of like just keep building brick by brick, brick by brick, brick by brick until everyone gets back, and then we could just go from there. And that's what we need to do. And the schedule is now starting to lighten up, and we got a chance here to ring off some wins together that'll give us that cushion to withstand maybe a little couple of losses here and there or whatever. Right. That's what we need to do. The good teams, they win these games they're supposed to win, and the Knicks did that tonight.
Yeah.
All right, so
definitely.
That's going to wrap up tonight. Thanks to everyone out there joining us for the OG Knicks Fan Show, where you come to this channel and you see this show, you're gonna vibe with the real Knicks fans just like yourself. We talk about it all. We talk about everything that you need to talk about and what you want to talk about. The Knicks are a team that's going to be going forward, going to be a problem, but we gotta appreciate the journey and be ready for it. There's going to be bumps, but the road is clear. So let's just go forward and see what it do. Before we sign off, I just want to tell everybody watching this channel who's new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, Born for Sports. I talk about it all. As you can see, my fellow OG Knicks fans, we talk about the Knicks. I talk Giants, New York Giants, football, baseball, Mets, Yankees, whatever you want to talk about in the world of sports, especially New York sports. So that's going to wrap it up. Thanks for joining us. Let's go Knicks. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Born for Sports.
Peace.
Yes, sir.